Hello everyone, this is the Flintstones for the ZX Spectrum, released in 1988, and you've got to paint a wall. And I'm not making that up, you've literally got to paint this wall. First time I played this I thought, is this actually a computer game? Or is it the kind of thing that kids get when they're kept in detention in the science room? And that little sod has just written her name on the wall. That's another thing, that flipping kid, Pebbles, keeps been writing on the wall every time you try and paint it. He used to put her in her playpen. I think Barney Rubble had a little boy, didn't he? He had Bam Bam. He grew up to be a wrestler. Bam! 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 An interesting thing I read about the Flintstones, it wasn't actually made as a kid's cartoon, it was a sitcom. The reason it was animated was because it would have cost a fortune to make it live. They would have had to build all the Stone Age villages and animate the dinosaurs somehow. I think one of the differences between America and Britain is the attitude towards animated stuff. In Britain it tends to be the case that people automatically seem to think that an animated TV show is probably a kid's thing. I mean, it's like The Simpsons. When that was originally broadcast in Britain, they marketed it as a kids' TV show, which it quite obviously isn't. And that was why I didn't see the early episodes. The way it was marketed, and they used Bart Simpson to sell it. I thought it was kind of like a Dennis the Menace type thing. I mean, in The Simpsons they can do a lot of stuff that would be completely out of the range of a live action TV show. The same with Stressed Eric. That was a really good TV show as well. Unfortunately it was on the BBC, so they cancelled it because they basically don't want to spend any money. If that had been broadcast on an American channel, I'm pretty sure it would have still been going on now. They at least have the sense to realise when they're onto a good thing. Don't know quite what they were thinking of with the live-action Flintstones movie. I only saw the first one, I didn't bother with any of the others. They did get Fred Flintstone right, I'll give them that. What the heck were they thinking of with Barney and Betty? Rick Moranis, a good actor, I just don't see him as Barney Rubble somehow. There's a rendition of the Flintstones theme tune playing. Yeah, alright, the Spectrum is not exactly in the same league as Jean-Michel Jarre or Vangelis, but this just sounds like the sort of music they used to have in lifts. Oh, and this is just such a lot of blooming faffing about. There's a paint pot there, you've got to get the paint. Oh, you aggravating little sod! Can't you just take that kid to a creche or something, or dump her with her grandparents? He's changed it from yellow to, yellow. Who exactly thought that this would be a good idea? I mean, you'd say to a little kid, there's a new computer game out now. Oh, what you got to do in it? You've got to paint a wall. The kid would just think you were bloody taking the piss or something. I mean, can you imagine an episode of the Flintstones like this? Everybody would be bored bloody senseless. If you manage to stay awake through this, there's a driving game after that where you've got to go to the bowling alley. And then there's something where you've got to have a bowling match. And that bloody little kid has just drawn a fucking flower on the wall now. There's an hourglass there. On the right hand side of the screen. You run out of time, I think you get a good telling off from Wilma. He must have had to move that stepladder around somehow. And yeah, this is all there is to this level. Just paint the wall. Why doesn't he just bloody tell Wilma to bugger off and go out bowling anyway? Oh wait, does anyone remember Dino? Pet dinosaur. There was a saber-toothed tiger as well. That was always in the sequence at the end. You never saw it in the actual programme. I think I saw it once, briefly. It was up a tree with that Dino barking at it. That hourglass just seems to have refilled itself. I don't know what it's for then, maybe it's the amount of paint you've got left or something, I don't know. I think this was released for just about every computer system. Don't know what the 16-bit versions were like. So they look better, but I mean, it's still painting a wall, isn't it? I don't know, oh, here we go again, drawing another flower. If you want to pick her up, you've got to drop the squirrel. He's using a squirrel to paint the walls. I am sure that should delight animal lovers throughout the land. And now I think he's run out of time. No bowling for you tonight, Fred. Bugger off, I can go out when I want. Sod you. And yeah, I think we're going to just leave it at that, because this is about as exciting as painting a real wall. I've had more fun watching piss dry. What a complete waste of a licence. Flintstones, meet the Flintstones. Their computer game is total cack. All the kids who bought this should have got their money back.